October the 6th, 2019. Guys, you're looking at satellite images over the Gulf of Mexico, and we're watching this system that's now entered the Bay of Campeche, came across the Yucatan, and we're keeping an eye on the flooding situation across the southeast. If you look again into the Bay of Campeche, you can tell this morning, since the system is offshore, it is starting to develop, and it's pushing to the right, north and northeast. So we don't know exactly where the storm's going to go yet. It has increased in strength and in the possibility of development. We now have 50% chance of this system moving. And look how wide of an area that it's, as far as the tracking that it is inside the Gulf of Mexico. So this is going to involve every state before it's over with. Saying a trough of low pressure just offshore the coast of southern Mexico is producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Gradual development is possible, and a tropical or subtropical cyclone could form late this week over the western or central Gulf while the system is moving generally northeastward. Again, the Air Force is sending out the hurricane recon flights today if necessary. You guys on the East Coast, you pay attention to this, because what's setting up not only is a major flooding scenario for the Gulf Coast states, but if you look up the East Coast, there's a lot of moisture going up through there, and there's a good chance that whatever develops in the Gulf is going to come up the East Coast behind it. So not only, again, will the Southeast start seeing more and more flooding, and guys, some of the rains here have been torrential, but you've got storm warnings out up there. They're talking about a nor'easter. You've got gale warnings and small craft warnings. Notice that's along Texas, too. So you got gale warnings there, along Texas, up along the Great Lakes, where that large area of low pressure swirling, and all along the California coast, either a gale warning or small craft warning and advisories. Your red flag warnings are still up in the mountain states. Check that out. So that's high winds, and it's all behind this system. But again, your small craft advisories. Guys, this flood situation could get very bad before the end of this week. Now, they're talking about by the end of the week, which is only 2 days for the storm in the Gulf itself to develop. So just don't let your guard down on this yet. We're not out of the hurricane season yet. We're definitely not out of this change from summer to fall to winter that we're seeing going on rather quickly in a lot of areas. Here, guys, it is 10:37 a.m. Central, 61 degrees. Cool for this time of the year. Glad to see it. And the rain has slightly let up now. Most of it is south of us along the coast, the heavier rains, but that's pushing all the way up the East Coast. So, guys, don't get out in a boat. Watch out for rip currents along all the coast. Again, California, Texas, and then everything on the East Coast, as well as the Great Lakes. But as soon as the hurricane hunters give their updates, guys, I'll come back in and we'll see what the storm is going to do. But you folks along the Gulf Coast, including where I live, we've got to pay attention for heavy flooding, and just depending on the strength of the storm when it comes ashore. It's a heads up. Be safe.